You are listening to a short story on GabrielleMarieKelly.com entitled From Partner to Friend, written by Gabrielle Marie Kelly, narrated by The Gift of Gab Productions. Chelsea pushed a lock of her auburn curls behind her ear and accepted defeat once it bounced back into her face. He had told her not to cut her hair. He said that he liked it long, but she needed a change, something new, and it was just what she needed to feel free. Free to do what needed to be done. I just need some time to think about what it is that I really want, and I don't want to hurt you. Wasn't it too late for that? Her eyes remained fixed on the Persian rug exported from Italy on one of their many travels. It was one of those cool purchases you make, knowing the story you intend to tell is so much sexier than the actual experience. I had the broker tell him the price tag to avoid his murderous eye roll, she remembered saying, inciting everyone to explode in laughter. Was it really that funny, though? Plus, ever since I made partner, I've been so distracted. My mind is constantly divided. I worry sometimes that I can't live up to what you expect of me. Chelsea, do you hear me? Chelsea slowly raised her gaze to meet Stephen's desperate expression, his jaw clenched and his eyes unblinking. Yes, I hear you, Stephen. Stephen leaned forward and put his hand on Chelsea's knee. What a platonic way of showing comfort, she thought. We've been growing apart these past few years. I think it's time for the two of us to move on, the both of us, to better things. Do you mean you and I, or you and her? Chelsea, come on, don't be like that. I told you that nothing has happened between her and I. Our friendship helped me to see that I want something different, that's all. He was such a good lawyer. Is that supposed to make me feel better? I hope we can remain friends, Chelsea. I don't want to throw away all of this time we've had together, all of our memories. It's not like I don't care for you. I love you. Funny. Friends? He must have forgotten about the text messages that she found on his phone a month ago. Those 3 words no longer felt like shiny new Louis Vuitton red bottoms, but instead, they felt like worn and torn hand-me-downs that were a size too small. Did you say that you're leaving Thursday morning? Yes, I know it's so soon, but I thought it would be best to try to cut it cold, to make it easier, Chelsea's curls had all escaped from behind her ears, framing her face and hiding the river of tears streaming down her cheeks. Well, I guess we ought to make the best of the last couple of days. There's no need to spend time arguing about it. I see that you won't reconsider, and honestly, I'm tired. Chelsea stood, her dress draping her frame. I'm going to the shower. Will you come to bed? To say goodbye. Stephen used his index finger to adjust the black frames that had slipped down his nose, assisted by beads of sweat on his face. He nodded, surprised by her request, but willing to submit to her wishes. His heart settled seeing that she had finally seemed to accept everything. Okay, sure, I'll be up shortly. I'm just going to pack up a few more things from the office. Chelsea pressed her lips together in an attempt to force a smile and turned toward the stairway. Stephen watched the silk hug her frame and sachet around her breasts. The green complemented her coils. As she reached the landing, she turned to look down at Stephen, admiring her, as he always did. His desire for her had not changed. There he stood, looking up at her in a Chanel black turtleneck and Burberry trousers. His style was just as impeccable as his lovemaking. No need to rush. We have all night. Stephen finger-combed his waves off of his forehead and ran his hand along the back of his neck. Okay, yeah, sure, I'll try to get most of these things here boxed. He watched her walk out of sight and then daydreamed into one of the moving boxes. Laying on top of some old paperwork and files was the Chambers and Partners plaque that he had received in 2022 at the Chambers and Partners annual award ceremony in New York. Chelsea was right by his side, beaming as she always did in support of his accomplishments. Could he have become Lawyer of the Year without her? Doubt it. It wasn't fair that he used making partner as an excuse, but he didn't know what else to say. He could have told the truth. I am leaving you because I am bored out of my mind, and this relationship didn't turn out as exciting as I thought it would be. Making partner was a major accomplishment for me, and it's nice of you to have stuck by my side through it all, but I didn't ask you to do that. It is impossible for me to be a good husband to you when all I want is to have sex with every woman enamored by my success. Something has got to give, and I choose to give up you, because even when I tell you that I don't want you, you will still love me. I know that I won't be obligated to give up anything besides your expectations on me as your husband. You probably will still have sex with me because you're too loyal to lay with someone else. Brianna is also loyal, and she's young and fun. She tells stories that are actually funny, and her sex is better than yours. Brianna would have never cut her hair when I asked her not to. But the truth hurts. Along with each belonging that he placed in the box, there was a memory, and every time he taped a box shut, his guilt subsided. He walked to the wine cellar and pulled from one of the many reds. He grabbed 2 wine glasses and chugged 2 glassfuls before filling them both halfway. Merlot, her favorite. He made his way upstairs and carefully navigated the dimly lit hallway and entered the candlelit bedroom. Chelsea sat naked on her side of the bed, her back turned to him, rubbing night cream on her hands and neck. He grieved the way her curls used to fall down the mid of her back. Climbing on the bed with his knees, he held the glasses steady and handed one to Chelsea. When she grabbed the stem, Stephen looked over her shoulder and grabbed her chest, cupping the right breast in his free hand. Her head tilted in satisfaction. "Lay down, please," she whispered. Stephen gulped what was left in his cup and turned to place his empty glass on the nightstand. Just as he turned to remove his shirt, he heard a click, and then the room went pitch black. Chelsea stood, tranquil, wine in her right hand and a smoking Glock in her left. Now fully dressed in blood splattered across her chest and abdomen like haute couture, she lifted her glass and began aerating the wine before taking a sip. "Merlot, Stephen? You know I prefer Bordeaux." Chelsea tossed the glass on the bed and watched as the wine blended with Stephen's blood. She reached for her phone and placed the call. "Hello? I did it. Where are you?" "In the bedroom." "Where's he?" "On the bed." "Are you sure he's—" "Yes." "Did you get the documents?" "They were the first things I packed." "Okay, good. Shower, grab your bag and your passport. I'll meet you downstairs in 5. "Okay. And Chelsea?" "Yes." "It's going to be okay. I love you. I love you too, Brianna." Hi, my name is Gabrielle Marie Kelly, also known as Gabby the Author, and I'm the writer behind the story that you just listened to, From Partner to Friend. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to GabrielleMarieKelly.com so that you can keep up with all the stories that I share. You can also follow me on social media at Gabby the Author on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and YouTube. Thank you so much for listening and reading along, and happy reading.